Well, hello, sports fans. Larry Eater, RunBlogRun. Stuart Weir was with us. He's in Oxford, England, the intellectual capital of the world. And we remind John Ridgen of that every week, just so you know. And this is Athletics Chat 73, the epilogue. Our Larry's monologue, as Mike calls it, another convo with Larry. It's where I talk into the mirror and say, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? But today we're talking about the challenges of British athletics. At the end of last week, Joe Coates, CEO, 18 months, and Sarah Symington, the director of performance, both with no experience in track and field, have resigned. During their tenure, there were some things that Stuart thought that Joe did fairly well. There was some massive screw-ups by Ms. Symington. And it wasn't that her heart wasn't in the right place. We obviously don't know where her heart is, but what was strange was that not only did she seem to have no knowledge of track and field, but we're not sure who she used for advice. And when she resigned, within a very short period of time, I believe someone told me 15 minutes, another one person told me an hour, there was a tweet that said she'd taken a job at British Cycling and she couldn't be happier. Yet several days beforehand, she had not included stalwarts like Andy Butchert, Tom Bosworth, the men's 4x4 in the WCP program. And a couple media pundits referred to Sarah Symington's "couldn't be happier" as the most inappropriate tweet of all times. I'm not sure it's the most inappropriate, but I would put it in my top 5. And I will, maybe that's one of the things we can do is for a little award at the end of the year, you know. Joe Coates over the last 18 months provided some thoughtful leadership in terms of protecting athletes and setting up some various structures, but she also let go or didn't support a whole cadre of fine British coaches, technical people, and probably the one I really don't think she ever recovered from is letting Cherry Alexander go. It was a total screw up. There was no one there to run the meets. And during their tenure, number of BBC shows dropped, the number of meets in the UK dropped, and they didn't do a Diamond League meet, which was insane. The UK is one of the birthplaces of track and field. And if it doesn't have a Diamond League meet, or when Pascoe and Ridgen and Stewart were there, they had 2, and they had the meets indoors, and I flew over every season to see all of them because I wanted to see how great meets were done. And without Cherry and the team there, that was just rubbish. Sarah Symington, again, she was the director of performance. I'm not sure she knew the athletes or the coaches well enough to do that. Is the world-class program the right way to fund? I think it's a great way to fund. It's different than what the U.S. does. We rely more on individual sponsorships, and then there's obviously help that USATF does for athletes. But the difference between USATF and British athletics is this. Max Siegel has the support of leadership at all the sponsors. He's done his homework. USA is winning medals and is either 1 or 2 in the Olympic medal food chain, and that makes the US OPC very happy. And there's a lot of money there, and I believe Max and the team in Indy feel that a lot of times no news is good news. And I can understand that because when you don't say anything, you don't get in trouble. But we've got a World Championships coming up. We've got a US Championships coming up. And this is the first Worlds in the US. And your biggest sponsor, Nike, is putting gazillions into it. So someone needs to manage it and run it. And it'd be really nice if we got a little news every week on what's going on. But I've digressed. But the difference between USA track and field and British athletics is USA track and field is bringing in medals, bringing in money, and keeping their mouth shut, which is what a lot of corporate America sees. I kind of disagree with that. British athletics is losing money, losing events, losing some of their coaches, and pissing off the people that they claim that they're there to support. Mark Monroe coming in from Scottish Athletics. Mark has a great reputation. Laura Muir, who I think is a very straight shooter, wrote a very kind social media post about Mark and the Kerr Confidence. And another pundit told Stuart Weir that he believes that within 4 to 5 years, Mark could be the next CEO of British Athletics. And we'll have to see. I think that could be very, very cool. You need someone in there who knows how to run the show and knows how to run corporately. Obviously, Ian Beattie, the CEO of UK Athletics, a man who has run a financial or legal business with billings, we understand, of about 30 million. So he does know how to run a business. He's a runner. He's put on races. He's competed in races, so he gets it. His first board meeting, and after that, Coates and Symington resigned. Well, a lot of times 2 + 2 is 4. And in corporate dealings, and I've dealt with that for most of my adult life, when a change happens that quick, someone is back there pulling the marionette strings. And I congratulate Mr. Beattie on coming in, finding the problem, or what he assesses a problem, and clearing it out. There'll be some short-time pain, but it's good for the athletes and good for the sport and good for British athletics. Beattie and Mark Monroe, I think, could be very interesting. We'll be observing it. And this is Larry Eder with RunBlogRun. This is the epilogue of Athletics Chat 73, where we talked about British athletics imploding. Thank you.